ignore the fact that I look like dog shit. I was out on my dirt bike because I had the day off work and I wanted to. I wanted to get out of the house because I couldn't. I couldn't be in the house on my phone all day, just doom scroll. Like I needed to be out of the house. So ignore the helmet hair. I apologize. And yes, I do wear a helmet when I ride a dirt bike because I'm a smart boy and I don't want to die. So I guess that's kind of a thing that happens. So we have some updates on Charlie Kirk's shooting. ATF has identified the weapon. It was a Mauser chambered in 30-06. I don't know if they ever chambered the Mausers in 30-06. I think those were usually 8mm Mauser, but I suppose they could have gotten it rechambered. We know it was a bolt action, but I thought somebody said that it was a Mauser of some sort, chambered in 30-06. But that just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not saying they're wrong. Wow, it's really not. I don't have. Fuck. There's like 90 rounds of 9mm on my floor now. That's rad. I was looking for a hat because the hair is distracting. And, I just threw a bunch of 9mm ammo on the floor. So, I wanted to start today's video with a clip from Louder with Crowder. Gerald gave a pretty good prayer for Charlie and his family, and I wanted to play that because I think the more we put that out there, the better it is. So without further ado, I want to get into that. Let me turn my fan down so you don't hear the fan. Yeah, the cool thing about bullets is they roll in circles. That's cool. I have to pick that up afterwards. So here's Gerald's prayer for Charlie and his family. Now, I'm not good with words. I think Gerald's not too good with words in this situation because he sounds pretty upset. And all these guys knew Charlie, so I can understand why they're upset. That's the wrong
insight, and I guess I spoke outside of the prayer umbrella, so hopefully I don't spontaneously combust. But
I think you'll be okay. But really quickly, I know a lot of people have been saying they don't pray often, but they have been kind of led to pray now. I think that's a great response to this, and prayer is simple, so we're just going to pray real quick. Father, we just thank you for the opportunity to come here and to be before you and to live in this wonderful and great country. But there are days like this where we just don't know what to say. We don't know what to pray. We don't really have words to adequately express kind of how we're feeling, Father. But we know that you understand. We know that you experienced all the emotions that are possible for us. And so we just pray that you would be with everybody affected by this. First and foremost, the members of Charlie's family, everybody close to him, the millions of people that he touched and touched their lives around this country that woke up feeling this emptiness inside of them, Lord, that really doesn't have a whole lot of comparison in our lifetimes, Lord. We just need you. We need you to be with every single person in whatever way you do it, Lord, because we don't know, we don't understand how you do it, but you give us peace that goes beyond understanding. And Lord, I pray that everybody would understand that Charlie is in your presence now. As much sadness as there is here for those of us left behind, Charlie's message was to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior and to have salvation through that. And I pray that that's what people turn to now. So as we talk about this and every other subject we cover, Lord, I pray that we do it well, that we would do it accurately, and that we would honor you with it. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 I just thought that was a very good, loving gesture, and it was worth sharing. I really, I don't have words for it. I'm not good with words. I wanted to get into the clips. I should have this pulled up. Here are some of the times, some of the examples of the extreme violence on the left.
Of doing these kinds of things, experience assaults, experience violent crimes, watch them escalate. Watch the propaganda in the media ginning up hate. Watch it. Watch it get worse and worse and know how it ends and see no one on the left care anyway and then feign surprise. What? Do you know how I know the left knows what they're doing? Tell me if you can spot it. Years of this. Charlie, all of us. This is how it goes.
I have a toolbox of full shit. You think you're done? I have like on the border between just a regular rifle and an assault weapon and a sawed-off style shit with the fan.
Yeah, like last ditch here.
Subaru with a dent on the driver's side.
So you can hear this person just talking about delivering weapons. I believe this was a Ben Shapiro rally, and they were talking about delivering weapons to the Ben Shapiro rally.
So this one's like tiny, so you have to really stab him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like last ditch is going to be lure him down.
He was just down there at President's Circle, and they were handing out sharp objects to stab people with. Said they had someone come in with an AK. Why did it take two late-night hosts, comedians, to find this out?
You know what? I wish you guys luck.
I hate y'all so much. Y'all are the reason people are laughing at this country. How hard is it to wear a mask for other people?
This one you can actually see Steven get in a fight with someone. Right there. Left hook, right hook. Now I want to point out, I do believe Steven knows some BJJ, and I think Steven's done some fighting, not like professional fighting, but some self-defense style fighting. And these people don't care. They will put their hands on you. They will assault you. They will try to kill you.
You got a gun! We don't want anybody to get hurt. I'll kill them with a gun! I killed 20 motherfuckers with a gun!
And look, he gets grabbed again.
Turn on a light switch after Friday at 6 p.m. because he's so Jewish. You think he's an alt-right Nazi?
Well, considering that he supports a genocidal apartheid state, yes, I would say he is an Nazi.
Genocide? You mean like eugenics? Like we're talking about here, abortion? We went to a Planned Parenthood, Margaret's thing?
No.
That's full assault.
With a bike lock. We're swinging a bike lock.
So I'd stay away from the genetics and back to the brain scans.
You cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
Yeah, that seems mildly inappropriate for a political discussion.
It's a transgender woman grabbing Ben Shapiro by the back of the neck and threatening to put him in an ambulance. Do you see a going trend here?
Sure. A bunch of white Europeans coming into a place I haven't been to in thousands of years.
How are you?
Is this Stephen Crowder?
Yeah. You want a piece of me for a long time.
Himself, you piece of shit.
If I was John Cena, I bet you're If I was Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you're
Nobody wants to here, man. You might just want to get out of here.
Man, leave me the fuck alone, man. Don't touch me, bro. Don't touch me, bro.
Well, I'm not going to touch you, but you don't.
I know witchcraft, fool.
I understand.
I'm going to curse you and your firstborn son. We see you. You should have on next location and we'll be there.
Would you like to ask me a question? Really? Yeah, would you?
Be sure to post your next location and we'll be there. The threat is veiled, but the threat exists. The point being, this comes from the left over and over and over again. You never see the right acting this way. Let's continue.
Like to ask me questions? You can sit down right after Maddie. Just don't.
Here's the question. Why are you a mouthpiece for the alt-right?
What's the alt?
Why are you a gateway point for alt-right politics?
How do you feel about being called a fascist?
I don't care being lied about.
Why is it a lie?
Because I'm not a fascist.
And let me tell you something, too. People say, have you ever changed your mind? Where have I changed? And it's changed over the years. But this is an inflection point. This is an inflection point.
It's something that keeps going, and it only goes one direction. The left gets more and more violent over and over and over again. Here we have an email from the ATF. The email is of a screenshot. It's kind of hard to read, but Stephen transcribed it here so we can read the transcription. It reads, on September 10th, approximately 12:24 p.m., conservative political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot and killed at the Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. Mr. Kirk was speaking at the university as part of the American Comeback Tour. Multiple SLC and I think that's III agents. See, ever since they changed the I and got rid of the dot, I don't know, is that III, LII, IIL, like, or is it 3? I don't know what that is. Multiple SLC1, I think it's SLC1 and 3. I don't know. Agents responded immediately. The suspect fired one shot from an elevated position on a rooftop in an adjacent building on the campus. And surveillance videos show the suspect jumping off and fleeing the area on foot. ATF and other law enforcement located an older model imported Mauser 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle wrapped in a towel in a wooded area near the campus. The location of the firearm appears to match the suspect's route of travel. The spent cartridge was still chambered in addition to 3 unspent rounds at the top fed magazine. Pretty sure Mausers are internal. I don't know. Most magazines are top fed. That's just ATF trying to sound like they know what they're talking about, I guess. All cartridges have engraved wording on them expressing transgender and anti-fascist ideology. An emergency trace has been submitted, and ATF SLC is working leads generated by the trace. The firearm and ammunition have been taken by FBI for DNA analysis and fingerprint impressions. Upon completion of forensics, the firearm will be dismantled for additional importer information. Multiple people of interest having contacted or multiple people of interest having contacted or detained because of eyewitness testimony. I think it's supposed to say having been. Yeah, multiple people of interest having been contacted or detained because of eyewitness testimony and review of footage. The primary suspect is yet to be identified. ATF is assisting the investigation with multiple other federal, state, and local partners, and the case is co-led by FBI and Utah SBI. There you have it.
For a moment of prayer.
I have to go back real quick. Where's it? Right here. All cartridges have engraved wording on them expressing transgender and anti-fascist ideology. This is something we see over and over and over again on the left. They engrave things into a bullet. Now, mind you, this is a bullet. This is hard to engrave things other than like die or FU. You could engrave a couple. You could scratch a couple of letters into it. Even a 5.56 round. Now, understand, a 30-06 round is a lot bigger than this, but this is a 5.56 round. Like, you're not engraving much on this. I don't know what their obsession with engraving things on a bullet is. It's really difficult. Like, why are you going through all that hassle? That makes no sense. It's a scare tactic. That's why they do it. Because if you think about it, who's going to take the time to do all that? Someone who's really crazy, right? Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to engrave a casing that's probably not going to be seen. Most people are just going to ignore it and move on with their day. These lunatics on the left, however, they're willing to kill you, and they're willing to brag about it, and they're willing to engrave the bullet casing that they will kill you with. There's no going back. There is no off-ramp. And to prove that there is no off-ramp, there's no going back, this is Mike Johnson trying to call for a moment of silence.
The chair would ask that all members present in the chamber and those in the gallery please rise for a moment of prayer for Charlie Kirk and his family. What purpose does the gentlelady from Colorado rise? Shh.
You can hear them in the background being disruptive. It's very hard to hear. You can hear them arguing.
Let's wait a minute. Wait a minute. The House will be in order. The House will be in order. Shh. The House will be in order. Shh.
Here's my question. You're going to bang your gavel. The House will be in order. Why don't you fucking direct the Sergeant at Arms to fucking remove these people? This is my problem with Republicans. We're trying to have a respectful moment for somebody who was murdered in cold blood because of these people, because of the way these leftists act and the rhetoric they push. And you can't even have the fucking balls to kick them out. Fucking coward.
The House will be in order.
How about this? How about instead of, the House will be in order, instead of repeating yourself 37 times, you look at them and you say, hey, shut the fuck up. How about that? How about for once in our fucking lives, we see Republicans have some fucking emotion, some fucking anything. They sit there like a fucking speed bump. And they sit there, oh, well, I can't ruffle feathers. Oh, I can't. This is the problem. This is the problem. This is why well, I can't say this is why these things happen. People view Republicans as an easy target. Things like this are why. Things like this, because they are fucking spineless. And they don't push back. Even when they're being called Hitler, even when they're being called a Nazi, even when they're being called whatever it is, whatever the flavor of the week is, the Republican Party doesn't push back. The Republican Party doesn't say, hey, cut your bullshit out. You calling people Nazis is getting people killed. You saying these things is getting people killed. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's doing that. Why? I'm tired of it. All Republicans want to do is sit there and be like, listen, the Democrats just need to slow down a little bit. The Democrats are just a little crazy today. No, the Democrats are actively pushing rhetoric that's getting people fucking murdered. And the Republicans are sitting on their hands letting it fucking happen. Where do we go as a country when we have Republicans that'll sit on their hands and do nothing, and we have Democrats that are fucking insane? They're killing people. Where do we go? Where does this end? Where's the off-ramp? I'll tell you where the off-ramp is. It's about 100 miles that way. We blew past the off-ramp. We are at a point. There is no in-between anymore. There is no middle of the road. Either you're with the left or you're against the left. And if you're against the left, they're gonna try to fucking kill you. That's where we're at in this country. To the point where if you're a conservative, a commentator of any sort of conservative, any sort of person that works on the right, you're in danger. You remember the dude wearing the MAGA hat that got shot twice in the head? I forget where it was. It might have been Washington or something like that. State, not DC. I think it was somewhere on the west. Somewhere on the west coast, I think. I don't remember exactly. Shot in the head for being a Trump supporter. That was his crime. He was executed for a thought crime. Charlie Kirk was executed for a thought crime. Where do we go from here? There is no reconciliation anymore. How do you fix this? How do you fix this? What is CNN? Hey, we're sorry for all the times we called you Nazis and white supremacists, and that time we got the president shot, and that time we said the president didn't get shot, and that time we said that, you know, he was a Nazi and a rapist, and then he wasn't, but we never took that back. To be fair, they did fire the dude that said that Charlie Kirk said dangerous things and dangerous actions come when people say dangerous things. They fired that guy. So good on you, MSNBC. But that's it. MSNBC put out a, oh, yikes, we went a little far on that one, and then fired the guy. CNN's still doing this shit. CNN is still lying about the story. He's already dead because of your fucking lies. And you're going to keep going. He's dead. A man is dead because of the lies and bullshit CNN says. And they still continue to lie about him before his body's even in the fucking ground. When is enough enough? When? When do we say, yo, tap the fucking brakes? You've gone too far. You have gone too fucking far. The president has been shot because of you. Fucking Trump supporters have been killed because of you. Fucking people with different opinions have been shot and killed because of you. Last night on Timcast IRL, Tim Pool said that his team is getting death threats. You think they're done? You think they're just, oh, well, we got Charlie Kirk, time to go home. They're going to double down. They're emboldened by this. You think they're just giving up? You think, oh, well, we got Charlie, we'll just call it good now. No. That's not going to happen. They're going to double, triple, quadruple down. The left is out of control. They want blood. They're willing to kill people for their ideas because they know their ideas don't hold up. They're losing the argument, and they can't. They're drowning, and they're going to drag anyone down with them on their way down. Anyone they can. And unfortunately, their way of dragging people down is with a fucking bullet. Where do we go as a nation? Where do we go as a country? How do we fix this? Because on the right here, we're the sensible, be prepared, have a backup plan, carry a firearm because there's crazy people out there. Where do we go from here? Because at a certain point, yeah, Charlie probably had on some sort of soft armor. Charlie, I can almost guarantee he was wearing soft armor. Like, why would he not be? It would be foolish not to. If I was doing an event like that, I would be wearing soft armor. Even with how small I am, I would be wearing soft armor. How small I am, like channel size. I'm actually a fairly big feller. I'm 6'2". I bang my head on a lot of things. I'm a tall guy. But I digress. I would still be wearing, soft armor. If I was doing something like that, I would wear soft armor, a little bit looser shirt. I mean, yeah, you can't wear plates. Plates are going to show pretty good. I mean, you could probably pull off a front plate if you had like a real slick, like a front plate and a soft armor back. Yeah, maybe. Because more than likely you're going to be shot, broadside in those kind of situations. So, I mean, you're going to be shot facing the crowd. It's very unlikely that you're going to be shot from behind. But it's fucked up that we even have to have that conversation. It's like CNN pushed the rhetoric that got Charlie Kirk killed, and they're not backing down. They're doubling down. Why? Your rhetoric killed the man, and you're doubling down on it. Well, there's only one answer that really kind of seems to make sense, isn't there? Obviously, they want people to die. Now, I'm not saying that the owner of CNN is like, yes, we'll get as many Republicans killed as we can. I'm saying he's sitting there going, I don't care. It's not my kid that died. I don't care. It's not my granddaughter's father that got shot. It's disgusting. It is the banality of evil. These people are fucking evil. There's no reconciliation anymore. There is civil war. That's all there is. We are in a civil war. You might not be, but the left is. The left is in a civil war, and they are trying to take as many of us out as they can. And if you don't believe me, hey, that's on you. Take my word for it. Take my word. I don't know shit about war. I don't know shit. I know some basic tactics, some basic small unit tactics, and some like unconventional warfare stuff. I don't know shit about war. And when I say some, I mean like I know like that much. Like, I know some room clearing. I'm pretty good at that. That's about it when it comes to fighting an actual war. But what I can tell you from what I've seen in other countries, the kind of conflict and combat I've seen, civil war isn't we're going to don our plate carriers and we're going to meet at noon and we're going to fight it out. No. Civil war, more often than not, is one side hits the political opponent and then the other side retaliates. The only thing we're missing right now is the right retaliating. That's why I say the left is in a civil war. We don't retaliate. No, we shouldn't. Obviously, the answer to this is not more blood spilled. But at a certain point, it's going to get to that. If we don't figure something out now, if we don't find a way to tap the fucking brakes right now, It's going to end in people on the right becoming radicalized. People on the right are going to start going on the offensive. We can't always be on the defensive. We have spent so long on the defensive. We have spent so long, yeah, I know it's not right, but we're going to let it go. I know we shouldn't do this, but we're going to let it go. I know they shouldn't be breaking this law, but we're going to let it go. For so long, the right has been letting it go. At a certain point, we're going to have to fight back. At a certain point, if this doesn't cool down, we're going to fight back. And I'm on the same page as Steven Crowder. You know, a lot of the people on the left are saying, okay, it's time to calm things down. No, it was time to tone things down fucking 2 months ago. It was time to tone things down a year and a half ago. It was time to tone things down when a bullet ripped through Donald Trump's ear. It was long past time to tone things down that day. Butler, Pennsylvania was so far past time to tone things down. It was so far past. There's not even a unit of measure for how far past time to tone things down we were. It was time to tone things down when there was a gunman on Mar-a-Lago. We were blown past time to tone things down. We have been so far past time to tone things down for so long. I mean, they said for how long that Trump was a spy of a foreign country. They said for how long that Trump raped a woman. They said for how long that Trump committed fraud. It was time to cool things down then, when they were just saying shit. They've been saying since like 1948 that every Republican is a Nazi. Since the 40s, they've been playing this game. Since Hitler died, they've been playing. And no, I know Hitler died. Hitler didn't die in 48. I know that. That since Hitler died, they've been playing the Republicans are the second worst thing to Hitler. The only thing worse than a Republican is Hitler. This Republican is as bad as Hitler. They've been playing that card since Hitler died. The left has been doing the same thing since Hitler died. Where do we go from here? Where does this end? How does this end? There has to be an end here. There has to be someone that says, okay, we all need to collectively tap the fucking brakes because we're pushing it really far and people are dying. It needs to stop. The day Donald Trump was shot, a man died. A lot of people forget about Corey Compatore, who was killed. He was a firefighter. He was a father. Now he's dead. Charlie Kirk was murdered. Now his children grow up without a father. Because of this insane rhetoric on the left. And then they want to say, MSNBC, I'm looking at you. Oh yeah, what our host said was inappropriate. Inappropriate was Van Jones calling Charlie Kirk a fucking racist. Inappropriate was fat fucking weasel Brian Stelter saying that Charlie Kirk is pushing racist rhetoric. That's inappropriate. What you motherfuckers have been doing for the past 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years, it is an incitement at this point. The fact that more people are not dead is a miracle. The left has been pushing and pushing and pushing this. They're Nazis, they're bad people, they're racist, they hate trans. They've been pushing this over and over and over again. And if you've been watching the whole time, you saw the clip where the guy asked Charlie Kirk, how do you feel about being a fascist? And Charlie Kirk said, I don't care about being lied about. And the guy said, what do you mean? Like, you're clearly a fascist. What are you talking about? They don't even know what the word fascist means. These people that call you fascist can't define fascist. They just know fascist, bad, so we need to kill somebody. Fascist, bad, they say he's a fascist, so blood must flow. It's insane. And then we add to the fact that, statistically, the left has the highest rate of mental problems. I guess that's the nicest way I can put it. They're fucking nuts. The left has the highest rate of being nuts. Okay, that's the nicest way I can put it. You add the most mentally unstable group, and then mix in, you take the most mentally unstable group, and then mix in the fact that these people in the left-wing mainstream media are sitting there saying he's a fascist, he's a racist, he's Hitler, he hates trans people. The list of things that goes on and on and on that comes out of these people's mouths. The list of things these people have said about Trump Jr. They said Trump Jr. stole from a children's, not orphanage, children's charity. They said Trump Jr. stole from a children's charity. They hid the fact that Hunter Biden was on crack measuring his dick with M&Ms. They hid that from you. But they will sit there and tell you, look at how bad of a person Donald Trump Jr. is. He stole from children. He stole from children. Hunter Biden dumped a gun behind a school. And you're going to sit here and say, Donald Trump Jr. is a Nazi fascist. Donald Trump Jr. is a Nazi fascist because he might have committed fraud. Hunter Biden recorded himself speeding through the desert while high on crack. Do you not see do you not see a trend here? They are terrible people. And then they sit there and they say, actually, you're the bad person. You're the terrible person. You're the fascist. You're the Nazi. They literally are the most degenerate group of people on the planet. And they turn around and play, I'm morally superior, you're the degenerate. No, you people are fucked up. There's no left anymore. There is no left anymore. I'm afraid that the right is going to become radicalized. I really am. I am afraid that the right becomes radicalized from this. I don't want this to be a jumping off point where people on the right are just like, yo, not anymore. I don't want to see people on the left getting targeted. I don't. There's a lot of people on the left that say a lot of wild shit. A lot of them. And I don't want to say people's names because I don't want people to be targeted. There's a lot of hosts on the left that just say absurd shit, especially on Twitter. X is just full of people saying absurd shit on the left. I can only imagine what Blue Sky looks like. I don't have a Blue Sky account. I don't want a Blue Sky account. I can only imagine what it looks like. It is probably the most degenerate party of, yeah, we did it right now. I couldn't imagine looking at that right now. It's getting to a point where things have to change. But Republicans are spineless and worthless. So they're not going to change anything. And Democrats don't care about the rules or the law, so they're going to do whatever the fuck they want anyways. So how do we change things without violence? How do we change things without... the only option we have is locking these people up, I guess. I don't know. And even that's like... that doesn't solve the problem. Especially in blue cities where you have cashless bail, you have no tax on... why was I about to say you have no tax on tips? You have no cash bail, is what I was trying to say. Why would people... why would the left not break the law? They're incentivized to almost. You know, you do something illegal, you're out the same day, and then you just disappear. Like, why would they not do whatever the hell they want and break the law? It doesn't make any sense to me, but anyway. I don't know how we fix this. I don't know what we do. I just fear that it doesn't end pretty. However this ends, it's not pretty. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But, yeah, that's all I got. So, I'll see you all in the next one. What day is it? Thursday? Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to say it is September 11th. And I was planning on doing a nice memorial video for 9/11. maybe talking about, how we shot Bin Laden in the face, but it just didn't seem right. So, that's all I got, though. I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you all in the next one.